What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, another day, another dollar. We're breaking down the futures contract per usual. Today was a very interesting day. Overall, I traded very well. Ended up on the day, gained back the little bit that we lost yesterday and then some. Yesterday, like I said, wasn't a bad day. Was down small today, gained that back and then some. So very happy with how I traded today. I wish I would have been a little bit more patient early on, and maybe not been so one-sided as far as direction goes. I was very short biased earlier on, especially when we came back or when we took out yesterday's low, looking to rotate back lower towards the overnight low. We never did that. We actually attempted several times to get into that lower distribution that starts at 58.90. That lower distribution from Monday. We looked to get into it. We really couldn't get into it at all. I know I just sounded pretty redundant there, but we couldn't get into it at all. Yesterday we dipped our toe into it in H period. Today we tried an A, B, and C period and never did get anywhere close to finding acceptance into it. Found myself shorting near these lows. There were a couple times I got paid, but not what I would like to have been paid. And then basically ended up break even for a good part of the morning, and then flipped long in D and an E period and even an F period to take out the previous day's highs. Only time I got in trouble was whenever I shorted in B period against the overnight high and the Y point of control from yesterday, expecting us to rotate back over, which I mean we did eventually, but I was in trouble. Ended up taking a couple losses there. Same thing in D period, because I wasn't expecting them to create a double distribution day to the upside, especially whenever early on in the day we just had we had value that was lower on the day. And I was really kind of expecting the market to stay with lower value, but we ended up going out today with a double distribution day up, an outside day up after failing on an inside day down, because yesterday was an inside day inside the previous day's range. Today we opened up, tried to take out we did take out yesterday's low, which put us back into balance on the daily, but we failed at getting any traction to the downside. In yesterday's video, that's what I talked about, was we needed to see some type of extension, some type of continuation or lack of. Well, we found lack of. Once we reclaimed that 58.90 level and the 5900 level, your next targets were going to be on the upside, which was 59.25 and 59.27, and then that 59.30 level that I've been talking about as well. And we got all those on the upside. So I wasn't expecting it, but it, whenever the market generated information tells you to flip, you begin to flip. So that's what I did. I flipped long. And then after that, I pretty much just stayed out of the market. I was happy with what I made on the day. Wasn't completely sure on what was going to happen with the market. So, after taking advantage of the ebb and flow longs that you could take in D and E and an F period, I was able to, close it down. So we have a double distribution day up. What do we look for tomorrow with this failure of an inside day down? We get an outside day up. Do we still call the daily up? Do we call it balance? Call it whatever you want. I personally am going to call it balance, and we're just going to use this low down here, 58.60, 58.63.50, and then today's high, 59.44 as the balance. If we take out today's high tomorrow at 59.44, I think obviously that would mean the daily goes back to one time framing up, but I don't think that these single prints here are going to be held for too long, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens when we come in tomorrow. So the key levels coming into tomorrow, what the buyers want to see is they want to see us hold 59.14. Okay, buyers want to hold 59.14 and get above 59.44. If you're a seller, you want to stay below 59.44. As far as buyers, that is what you want to look for, is getting down below 59.14, which means you would go and test 59.06, which would be our lower distribution. If you get into the lower distribution at 59.06, then you look to push towards 58.44 or 58.84, and any lower, more of a push below that would target the balance low down here at 58.63.75. So double distribution day, higher value targets on the upside are going to be pretty much what we've been expecting, right? At some point, we're going to get this 59.97 daily high from the third. We are in that distribution day, that triple D from that day. If you look here, pull this up out a little bit. This was that triple distribution day down from the third that I keep talking about. You can see we get into it once we get above 59.30. Today we got above it a couple times, but we really didn't find much acceptance above there, right? I'll go all the way back to today. You can see we tried finding acceptance up here, but we really didn't explore price much higher above 59.30. We got up to 59.44 and then kind of came back in, got back up here, and just kept kind of poking our head above it. So tomorrow, that's what you look for. Look for the hold of 59.14, acceptance above 59.30. You take out today's high of 59.44. The daily continues the one time frame up, and then you target 59.97, which is the daily high here, right? That is what you'd be targeting. If you get 59.97, then you target the next high, 6,725, and then above that would be the next daily high at 6,023. Not quite sure we're going to get there in one failing swoop, but who knows? Tomorrow's Friday. Anything can happen. And like I said, on the downside, it would make more sense for me. I know the buyers have been strong, the bulls have been strong, but if we did really have a little bit of a pullback and consolidation between today's high and the low down here at 5,800 level, I think would happen at some point in time. But let's go ahead and update the balance real quick on our daily. And it's subjective. You can still say the daily's one time framing up with the outside day up. You want to see continuation happen tomorrow if you get above today's high. But if you are a seller, you want to see us rotate back down towards the low. So we're going to be in a 3-day balance. I think we might, if we don't hold above that 59.14 level tomorrow, we might find ourselves in a whole lot more chop moving forward. And then even at some point coming, I think we're going to have to back test the 200 and 100-day moving averages at some point. So daily just came back to balance. You can call it one time framing up if you'd like. That's okay. Daily's balance for me. Weekly still one time framing up, firmly up on the weekly, and the monthly has come back to a balance. We just want to see how large that balance becomes. Right, let me go ahead and blow this up for us. We just want to see how large that balance becomes. Is it going to be a 3-month balance, or is it going to be a 4-month balance? If we continue to push up and get into the month of February, then this may become a 4-month balance. But as we get close to the end of the month, we'll have to see. I think maybe because of the lack of volume, we might start to have a little bit of troubles up here towards the 6,000 level. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Trade safe. Catch you guys in the next one.